Hello roguelike lovers and true gamers. Today I will tell you about Monster Train, which I've been playing a lot recently. It is a fantastic deck building roguelike just like Slay The Spire, but with own special differences that cardinally change the gameplay. The game has been out quite a while, but I opened it for myself only recently, so maybe there are some of you who haven't heard about it too. I will cover both advantages and disadvantages so you can decide whether should you play it, having a look from both sides. Of course, it has both and it's not masterpiece, at least for me, but it also has strong sides. Let's begin with some of them. The first thing I wanna talk about is gameplay. Basically, it's the same as STS, you have cards, energy and units, but there are also some crucial differences. First off, is that you aren't connected to a single hero as in the Spire, which means that there may be quite a few units to choose from, who you give buffs, focus on powering up, or who you should sacrifice in certain moments. There are 3 floors, or even you can say 4, but the last one is specific, so we will talk about it later. On each floor you may summon the last Keepers of Hell, which are your units and what will cost your energy, so you should make sure that you have someone to buff and fight before enemies move too far. The summons also cost energy, so keep that in the head. After you actually have some characters, you may spend energy on further support of them by either increasing their stats or striking enemy forces. There is a special order in which actions are done. First one, and which might be surprising, is that enemies attack before your units, so most likely you will get some damage, but it's for the best, since it's not that hard to make heroes that can one-shot foes. And also we are fighting against good guys, so it's kinda logical that they have first turn. And you also can cast cards before them. After one attack from both sides, enemies go up by 1 floor, and if they reach 4th floor, they will fight with your pyre, that has some decent stats, but keeps health during all game. The whole goal of that is to protect pyre, so-called Heart of Hell, which existence is crucial for hell to function properly. Since engines have much stronger forces, all fights are happening on the move, to be exact on the train, which has 3 floors. That's an additional level for diversity of plays you can make. On the bottom floor you may put debuffing characters, later on someone who does the most damage and someone to finish them off. Or if your champion for example becomes stronger after kills, so maybe there is a point to put him first to encounter enemies, but be careful not to get him killed before boss of the level appears. So maybe it's even better to leave first floor empty, so that enemies lose their buffs, since most of them are active only a few turns. Each fight has few waves and a boss that will test your power and fight with your units till one side dies, only then moving forward. There's a lot of options, especially when you have a ton of units, and your units can be very different. To not get overwhelmed by mechanics of the game, developers divided units on clans. There are currently 6 clans in the game, and at the start of each run you may choose 2 of them, one of which will be your main clan and other is secondary. This is like the base of your build, and later on this will decide which cards you will be able to add to your deck. Every clan has around 3 builds and known collection of abilities, effects, artifacts and characters. More than that, each clan has own 2 champions. Champions are like signature heroes that usually will be the strongest or one of the strongest units you have. So the amount of builds you can create here is quite big, but also really overwhelming. You have dozens of variables and numbers you need to keep in head while also choosing how to improve it and which card to play first. It's like a two-sided blade. Firstly, the game seems very big and full of things to learn, but later you just forget about something and as a result might lose. At least the calculator of damage is really good and you may see the result of each fight before ending the turn. But let's continue. Let's cover the things you may find on your journey and how they can help you. There are 9 rings of hell, between which a fight happens. Seems like not much, but they are quite long with few waves. You also may enable additional challenge for extra rewards. But let's return to curiosities. There are frozen caves that are just like random events with few outcomes, a chest with artifacts which are permanent buffs and effects, a few merchants that will allow you to enchant units or spells with additional effects, or simply a pile of gold or health regen for pyre. There are also cleaning pool, which allows you to delete 2 cards from your deck, or in reverse a duplicator to create a copy of any card in your deck. Besides that, there are usually temples with offerings at each ring. You can immediately receive a powerful enchant to spells or combine units into one more powerful version. But as a result, you will gain some magic shards that are like meter of difficulty, so all your enemies will also become stronger, and especially bosses, which usually cause the most of troubles. But sometimes it is worse. And if you want to fight additional final boss, you will need to gather 100 of them. The boss is called the Last Divinity, and he is placed on all floors at once, so you can strike him from anywhere, but he also attacks you every turn. So you need to be careful and not get your units killed before they open their potential. And even the simple enemies here aren't that simple, and might have health cap up to 500, which is a lot. I have been few times on that boss fight, or more like got destroyed by him and his minions for a few times, but once I even defeated him and acquired victory. But that mostly thanks to powerful revenge activations and huge stacking of armor by Steelwalker. So yeah, sometimes this game isn't very balanced, but there is something in this gameplay. Maybe I just love Slay The Spire too much, and that is definitely not the worst of its followers. Or the mechanics here are really something new, like a breeze of fresh air. Like it's fun to see your overpowered multi-strike demon sweeps every enemy that enters his floor, and then gets one-shotted by enemy zones by accident. Or have all enemies crash on your unit with massive HP stat and zones. Or when you cast one spell that deals 1000 damage and boss is dead. Or when enemies die by themselves without any of your actions. Every time you unlock new clan, it feels exciting to try new mechanics and see new challenges in places that could be ignored later. When you master the default game, there are 25 Covenant difficulty, which are like accessions and a lot of modifications that can also diversify gameplay and provide another pack of fun. The last thing worth mentioning is graphics, and I wouldn't say that they are fantastic or bad. They are okay. The main thing about which you can debate is two different styles of many monsters, and that sometimes it doesn't work well together. But I don't think that this is a very serious problem, since we play most games because of gameplay tweaks and not looks of it. Check out The Binding of Isaac, School or First Risk of Rain. I don't think that we play them for graphics. And that, I think, covers also I wanted to talk about Monster Train. It's a solid game for a few dozens of hours with some pros and cons. I don't think that I will stick with it for a long time, only maybe to complete all Covenants, but who knows. Thanks for watching, dear viewer. Have you ever played this game, or maybe want to try it after this video? If so, write down which is your favorite clan, build, or your overall thoughts of this game. It will be interesting for me to read that, and maybe you know some other games that I should check out. Again, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Peace out.